Hey bud, what's up? It's Rob, this is Apparel Success, and in this episode here, I want to talk to you guys about copyright infringement, okay? Can I use a famous person inside of my designs? Can I take a character from a movie or a movie quote and incorporate it into my designs? And can I go online and find a graphic and use it inside of my designs? I want to talk to you guys about what needs to happen before that can take place. It should be a really good episode, and stay tuned. So basically what we're covering here is called intellectual property rights, okay? And in order for you to use a famous person or a character from a movie or a movie quote or even a design that you find online inside of your t-shirts, you have to have written permission from the owner of the intellectual property or a license, okay? And basically a license has two main components. It has a term, which is the length of time that you are allowed to use their designs inside of your work and sell it, and a territory, which is basically where you're allowed to use the designs and sell them. You're probably wondering how so many stores and websites use all these characters from movies and famous people and other designs inside of their t-shirts. And the answer is that they're probably doing it illegally, okay? If you do decide to use designs that aren't your intellectual property inside of your own designs, you are not definitely going to be sued, but you are at risk of being sued, okay? This is where we enter into the gray area of all this. So if you do end up getting sued by these ding-dongs, God forbid, they still need to prove that the designs that you used are actually intellectual property theft and that you were in the wrong to use them, okay? And there's several criteria that they follow in order to come to this conclusion. The first question that they'll ask to come to a conclusion on this is, does the famous person, the movie character, the movie quote, or the design that you found online have an identifying characteristic? So an example of this is, if I wanted to use the movie character Scar from the movie Lion King inside one of my shirt designs, and when you look at my shirt designs, I clearly use the exact same scar that Scar has over his left eye inside of my shirt designs, this would obviously be a pretty clear giveaway that what I did was intellectual property theft, and I'm using that exact same character from the movie. Another question that might come up is, what if I wanted to use a character from a movie, but do it in the style of a parody, right? Like, what if I wanted to turn Scar into like Tupac, right? The answer is that you could still be sued, all right? The intellectual property owner could use what's called the fair use defense, which has several criteria, but the most important one is the potential effect on the marketplace. Okay, they give the most amount of a weight to that. So if my parody of Scar in a Tupac design messes with the whole image of Lion King, then that might lead to some negative consequences. The last thing that I want to cover here is if you're using a design that's similar to another clothing brand that might have been trademarked, and it's not quite identical, but it's similar. Okay, there's a criteria for this as well. And the first question that they'll ask is, does the design cause confusion in the marketplace as to who's the owner of the design? There are a lot of different criteria that they'll consider in order to decide whether or not there's actually confusion in the marketplace. Okay, the first thing that they'll consider is, what is the strength of the trademark, right? Does the other person have a trademark on all the designs, maybe one design, or just the word itself, a word mark? The second thing that they'll consider is, what is the proximity of the goods to one another? So if I'm selling in Canada and another person opens up right beside me with the same name and everything, obviously there's going to be more confusion than if somebody opens up in China and starts selling to a completely different market. The third is similarity of the trademarks, right? How similar are the brands actually to one another? Right? The fourth is evidence of confusion, right? Have people been maybe messaging you saying, oh, I thought you were, this brand, or you guys are really similar to this brand, right? Because that would be evidence that there's actually confusion going on in the marketplace. The fifth piece of criteria is, what are the marketing channels being used, right? Are you guys using the exact same marketing channels? The sixth is intent. What was the intent when it all started up? Were you trying to, take advantage of an ongoing trend, or did it happen spontaneously and it's completely out of your own original idea? The last one is the likelihood of expansion, right? Does it look like these are big trends that are moving forward and all this is going to expand, or is this all something that might be just short-lived? I think this is a really good video to end on a general statement, just to give you guys a sense of how I feel about this whole thing and how I think that you should move forward given this information. And basically the reality of it is, even if you were using completely legal designs, you can still get sued, okay? So anytime you're designing, you should obviously always try to use your own original work and create everything originally. And if you do end up using other character or famous person inspired designs, I think that you should just be really, really careful and take everything that I said into consideration first. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. And if you guys have any sort of video topics that you want answered, definitely write them in the comment section, okay? Because I'm going to be answering them all. And I really want to sort of create a community for clothing brand owners to come together here and really help each other grow, all right? So I really hope you liked this video, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.